Hi guys, it's Jim. I'm doing a series here on what to look for in a real estate brokerage. There are a lot of mistakes out there that an agent can do when they pick a brokerage, and it's really hard to tell. Every company will say they have everything. And when you're looking, you have to dig a little bit deeper. So what I've done here is I've summarized 6 key mistakes that people make when they're picking a brokerage. And so the first one I'll start out with today is when you join a brokerage, every one of them will have a contract. And within that contract, you have to watch out for 3 things. Number 1, you want to make sure that there's no penalties if you leave. Every contract will have a 1 or a 2-year term. And a lot of them, if you leave before that contract is up, you're going to have a penalty. You really need to watch out for that because you don't want to be stuck somewhere. Because it is, when you join someplace, you know, they're going to make a lot of promises and it might not be what you thought, and you might not be as happy as you thought about it. And so, and if you need to leave because it's not what you were expecting, you could be stuck. So let's make sure that there's no penalties in there so that you are able to leave. That's number 1. Number 2, you want to make sure that you don't have to give a 30-day or a 60-day or a 90-day notice. There's actually a company in Toronto that if you don't give them a 90-day notice, it's a $10,000 penalty. It happens on a regular basis. I hired a lady last week, $4,000 to leave. I won't tell you what companies they were, but you need to be very careful. So if you have to give a notice, you're out of business because contracts in general belong to the company. So let's just say you want to get a listing or you want to sign a buyer representation agreement. You can't. You're literally out of business for that time period. If you have to give a 60-day notice, can you afford to be out of business for 60 days? Don't think so. I know I couldn't. So you want to make sure that you don't have to give a notice. All RECA requires is you drop off a letter when you leave. That's all they require. Those notices, the company's made those up. That's the second one. The third one is you want to make sure you can take your listings with you. These are your friends. You know, if you have a listing and it's not sold yet, you're going to have a very hard time leaving if you're unhappy. Now, and then you can't go list anything because you know you're going to be leaving as soon as that sells. It's just a whole mess. So you want to write in the agreement with that company that you're looking at. If you decide to go with a particular company, you want to write in there that you can take your listings with you if you leave. You want to write in there that cross off that 30, 60, or 90, or whatever days it might be, cross that off and put 0. You don't need to give a notice, and you want to make sure there's no penalties. Those are the 3 things you really want to watch out for because you don't want to get stuck. At Royal Page Signature, just so you know, we have no contracts, period. You can take your listings with you. We put it right in writing. We require no notice if you're not happy, and we require, and there's no penalties. What I tell people, you come here, take our training, it's 0 risk. If it's not everything I say it is, you can leave. Anyways, I'll leave it at that for now, and but make sure those 3 things are looked after because you don't want to get stuck.